Morning,
Mm.
Giorgio.
Good morning, Nick. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Thank you. Very good. Very nice day today. So ready for it.
Definitely, very nice day in London. We have sun, and I mean it's good to write it down in the agenda. But yeah, it's pretty particular today.
Perfect,
Yeah,
perfect.
let's jump on it. I would ask your introduction. I leave it to you, and yeah, where you based, what you do, your athletes. I leave it to you. Go for it.
All right. So my name is Giorgio Taparelli. I'm 29 years old. Gonna be in May 30 years old. I'm based in Zurich, and I am working in the sales branch as a sales person in the health sector. I was also in FIFA in ticketing, and I did some experience in diverse other branches in other companies. And in the on the side as a hobby, at for now maybe almost reaching 10 years of experience as a youth coach, starting with 8-year-old kids, and now coaching 16-year-old youth players, and always having some different challenges. And on my educational side, I did my regular certificate in business, and now completed my bachelor's degree in business communication at the local Zurich University, and also there focusing on my thesis with the main focus on football coaching and competences. And yeah, so that's pretty much my personal life, or some details of my personal life, and happy to go with the flow and what the life brings with me, and what inspires me, of course, right? Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you, Giorgio. And we are, let's say, encompassing both business and football. And you have experience with very young athletes. So the very first question is, what do you think about the importance of mindset management and emotional regulation? And if you don't mind, I would ask you, like business-wise and
Mhm.
sports-wise.
Okay. Well, if I go through my past experiences in both areas, in business and in football, in business, I am not yet a leader person or a superior person with the employees below me. Um, I have this experience in football, but if I start in business, um, I think it's more and more becoming important to give appreciation on a emotional level, on a level of having more dialogue with employees. I think I would say 30 years ago, well, maybe also when I was 10 years younger than now, when I had some internships and the first experiences, it was more of a cold-ish work environment. It was the superior is a superior. There is no this is a cold relationship, and you have to just listen, accept the facts or decisions that are made from top down, maybe, as to give an example. And I think this is changing slowly in the last 10 years. And obviously, the pandemic of Corona has made a major impact on many aspects, and I see that this leadership styles, this form of collaboration, is going from of authority to, or a cold authority, to being more peers, and being more soft skilled with each other. And I like this, and I think it gives many more people the chance to open up, and to give maybe to a company the possibility to grow more, and be an inspiration for a person to maybe apply or even to grow within the company, right?
Mhm.
And on the other hand, if I look at from the sports and the football perspective, um, I have seen all there obviously both parts, being a youth player, and now being the head coach of a team. And when I observe, or when I remind myself of of the couple of years where I was a youth player and having my coaches, it was kind of an old school time, old school atmosphere. It was just okay. The coach says something, um, you either can accept or maybe leave the team or search for another team. To say it very harsh, um, it was there was no chance to, or it was no allowance to discuss. Hey, why are we doing this? Does it make sense? What is the purpose of this exercise? And I think also me as a youth, and also looking on my peers at that time, I can tell that it was, we just listened, accepted, did, and that's it, right? And it was easier for the coach, I would say, to lead. Well, that's my opinion, my observation, and now it is more a challenge because you have from 18 to 30 youth players in a team, and everyone wants something different, and the thinking got more courageous of the players. So they not that as they criticize more, but they think everything through, and they want to have the logic behind. And so me as a coach, I have nowadays the challenge to give some perspective on a personal level for each individual, but also for the team as a whole. And that is and it is each new team, each new year, it is completely new situation, and you cannot copy paste the solutions that you have last year with the new constellation of the team today. And because everyone is developing, and everyone has different opinions or changing opinions, and so I think yeah, the soft skills, the emotional part, the understanding, it is becoming more and more relevant, and more a topic to understand as a coach, as a leader. Yeah.
I really liked your perspective and explanation of your experience as well. So, from a leadership style, like business oriented,
Hmm.
I grasped that leaders today, maybe because of the pandemic as well, they are
Hmm.
called to communicate with the employees or subordinates.
Hmm.
Uh, in a parallel way, even coaches are asked or are called to listen to the guys as well, because today's younger generation is more outspoken in the polite way, like not criticizing, not disrespectfully, but they want to understand.
Absolutely.
And of course, they place a lot of questions, and it takes, I assume, I'm not a football coach, but I assume it takes patience, it takes will to comprehend not just the words, but as well the emotions that the players or employees are putting on the table. So I'm seeing communication is becoming a topic, and something I love to reiterate. In order to communicate better, we need to listen better. And
Yeah.
listening, it doesn't, it's not limited to the words, but listening to the emotions beyond those words.
Hmm.
I would like to ask, to what would be the expected outcome for a coach engaging in understanding the emotions and the psychology of the player. I gonna put a similar question on the business side, but let's focus on sport now. Like what a coach can gain, what's the benefit?
Well, I think as a coach, you gain more of a value. You can gain, I would say, spontaneously also some inspiration, some vision, or you can create. Let's say you can create some understanding, some inspiration, some vision for the players. It is yeah, it is that this topic for the coach to understand. It's it is vital now. It is without that it is not anymore. I would say not anymore possible to work with this aspect of the competency of leadership, because as I observe, it's the the um, the working training atmosphere. It's becoming more a peer-to-peer, and the coach is kind of the one that has a little bit of the responsibility of the project, but well, nowadays, and especially where I am in amateur, where it's not about no money, no nothing to well, we are in a club amateur, we're a family, right? And it's we are friends. We live in the most of the times in the same areas in of a village, and so we know each other. And if there is some lack of understanding of being social or being kind of, yeah, these soft skills, this to as a coach to make understand to the player, hey, um, I can be your mentor. If there's a lack of this, I think nowadays you can lose the motivation and the perspective of the player, and it will go more down and down in a negative way, because this will very fast affect the rest of the team. And that's why I think that to understand this competence, to have this soft skill as a coach, it is very vital. And as I see in future, and as I hear in the news, all these new generations coming up and this new mindset, if you lack in this competence, or if you lack of wanting to understand this competence, it's going to be very very difficult, I would say, because you will lose all these employees, or even though, or even the youth players, because it's they think in that way, and it's going to be more modern, more fast paced, more emotional. Yeah.
I'm thinking, Giorgio, while you're speaking, what about in terms of performance, like
Hmm.
practical, measurable performance?
Yeah.
For a coach, being more emotionally connected or emotionally attuned with the athletes,
Uh-huh.
and for a leader to be more emotionally connected with the employees,
Hmm. Hmm.
do you think they, the coach and the leader,
Hmm.
can unleash a higher degree of performance, like practical, measurable performance? What do you think about this perspective?
Totally. Yeah. I completely. I would say yes, because um, in my last experiences as in as a coach, I would say in the last 3 years, where I was coaching youth, especially in the age of, or let's say in the phase of puberty. I can see that if a player has um, the if he's comfortable, he has if he's trustworthy, he knows he has the trust of the coach, and but also vice versa. And you can tell the coach everything, and there is a lot of transparency, communication, and everything of this. Um, I think that with this aspect, you cannot see it immediately, but it will unleash some intrinsic motivation, I would say, to help, first of all, the coach, but also then help the team to perform. And because as a player, if you receive the trust, for example, hey, you're a good player. Hey, you have a character who is very positive. You can help the team. All these positive emotional speeches to the player. This can definitely um, affect in a positive way the performance. And I would say also, if I jump into the business side, um, I have experience in different companies where I were different chats with my superiors, also with peers, and we give each other feedback, and we say, hey, you are a phenomenal person, or I heard you did this call or that other thing, and you inspired me, or something like this, right? Some examples. And I think this pushes an individual to give one step more, to push the level. And if you are in a and of course in a company, and also in the team, you are a team, you are a group of a number of people. And if you can push each other in a positive way to push the performance, that's great as a superior or as a coach. Yeah.
I love this comment. I had another question that at this point I would skip because
Okay.
you literally responded already. If it's
Okay.
important for companies or clubs or federations to have this professional person inside the team as an
Hmm.
emotional intelligence coach or a sports psychologist or someone that's gonna care about the individuals personally. Personally, I mean as a persona,
Hmm.
characteristics I'm talking about, and the degree of cohesion, cooperation, and literally you responded already. Yeah, so I would skip this one. Yeah.
All right.
Uh, what suggestion would you give to a company or to a club or a coach or individually an athlete as well?
Hmm.
There is like 50-50 thinking about would I engage or should I engage in this typology of coaching? What would you suggest?
That's a very tough question, and that's a very difficult. I was thinking on that a lot of times and discussing it with a lot of other coaches, which live with me here in Zurich, and are my peers in the club, and or I have them in other educational instructions in the Swiss Football Federation. And I would say, well, it depends always. As a player, it is different than as a coach. As a coach, it is different for as a maybe as a president of a club or a federation. So there is no one response for everyone. So I will try to explain it somehow. Starting with the coach, I think the coach has to talk a lot with other coaches, and for sure also with the club committee, to have there the the discussion of what do we want, and to receive the trust, and to on have there the understanding of um, how with what approach should I now go with my team. And I think the most important is, yeah, to talk with other coaches, and have like you and I now are discussing this topic, to discuss these topics, and look for an objective who is good for everyone, right? And I think this is the first thing, and have a lots of communication. That's the first thing I would say, because if you lack communication as coaches, within coaches, to activate this topic, I think it's going to be hard, and you're going to be always with the same mindset, or I would say it is He will be always with the same mindset and not learning of other possibilities. On the other hand, now as a player, I think well, I have to refer to my other response or to the other question. I think again it is a question of are you receiving from your coach enough compliments, enough speeches of motivation, um, enough are you is the coach approaching enough to you as a player to have short chats, 2 minutes, or maybe even have a longer chat of 30 minutes or something, and activate this trust, this transparency, and I mean this is always a benefit for both parties. And then at the end, if I come to the last stakeholder, which be the more on the top side, a president, a committee, I think um, they have to decide what philosophy, what part of what kind of a philosophy a federation wants for whatever it is leading, right? And if it is not clear, then it must be clear. It must be discussed and be communicated and be transparent with each member of the committee, right? I would phrase it in this way. I hope I have
No,
responded
love it.
somehow.
Yeah, I sense we are stepping into leadership culture. We are stepping into building human rapport as one of the vital factors to create bonds between the humans
Mhm.
and the performance consequently. Giorgio, we are 20 minutes already. They literally flew.
They flew.
I thank you for your comments.
No worries.
I really appreciate your perspectives and thanks for sharing them both from a professional business point of view and as a football coach, especially working with young individuals. Giorgio, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let's keep in touch.
Thank you so much,
Gonna
Nick.
have
Thank you for
another
the
chat.
questions.
Would be a pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you, Giorgio. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.